Hey everyone, it is CubeMask1234. We're back in Fire Emblem Part 11 for 16-bit winner. Once again, apologies for the hiatus. Those of you who actually watch it, which I think is nobody, but that's beside the point. If anyone ever does actually watch this, which I highly doubt, I lost my train of thought. That was fast. But, I've had a couple of busy weeks in a row. About what was my last upload? Like 3 weeks ago. But yeah, I've had a couple busy weeks in a row. Let me explain. Again, as you know, show choir. Obviously, there's no other reason I wouldn't have it, but there was another reason. Last week was my last finals as a high schooler, because my high school standard stuff, you take your first semester finals, as long as you're not failing your classes, you don't have to take your second semester finals. Pretty good. So I had to be studying for that, so I couldn't, you know, record or, well, I had these parts up to the next chapter recorded, but I couldn't voice over them because I was busy. So I apologize for that. And then after that, what's the last? Yeah. Then last week of course was finals, so I was studying and working through that. And then this week and then last weekend we had our show choir invitational, which is a bunch of other groups come and they do a competition, and we're hosting them, making sure they don't destroy the school. But so yeah, and then this week we had another one, and also we had like 4 practices. It was insane. So by the time I had a day off, I was so exhausted I just wanted to chill. But all that aside, I'm hoping to get this part done. This level. I hate this level. I hate the gimmick it introduces in this level. Not the thing that's coming. I'll explain. This introduces one of the coolest things in the game, and one of the things I hate the most. One of the coolest things are evolutions. One of the things I hate the most are weather conditions. In this game, there are 2 different weather conditions. Well, 3, but 2 of them are pretty much the exact same. The one here, watch. I'll go with the thing that's really cool. Evolutions. When a unit hits level 10, there's a specific item that you can use in order to make it evolve. For Cavaliers and Knights, it's the Knight's Crest. Turns Cavaliers and Paladins and Knights into Generals. Generals are essentially invincible. Just look at those bonuses. That is insane. But that's like, Generals are awesome. They have a bunch of hit points, a bunch of regular defense, a bunch of magic defense. And yeah, they're pretty much unkillable at higher levels. But yes, I was gonna say something, but don't remember what. Also, evolving generally equates to you getting another usable weapon type. Like, now, Knights used to only be able to use... Knights are only able to use lances. But when they become generals, they also gain the ability to use axes. And as you saw down there, there was a paladin who's the boss. Paladins gain the use to use axes, giving them swords, lances, and axes total. So they're pretty, what's what I'm looking for? Flexible in combat, I suppose. There's a word I'm looking for, but I don't remember. But, yeah. This level will soon introduce a really, really mean kind of form of combat that is just so annoying. Because it's unfair to you, and it's just one of those things that the NPCs are perfect at, but there's really nothing you can do about it. And that is fog/darkness combat. God, I hate fog combat. It is just... You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute, but it's just stupid. Just a way to lengthen fights, lengthen levels, make things more annoying on you, but things are perfectly fine for the enemy. It doesn't hurt them at all. It's so mean. But, yeah. It'll be coming, I want to say next turn, or turn after that. I think it's next turn. But, yeah. This level also introduces, well, it doesn't introduce, but makes use of respawning enemies in the middle of the mountains. Generally, it's bandits. You'll learn to hate bandits. Why? Because bandits are mean. They are so mean. I hate bandits. Bandits! Oh my god, I hate bandits so much. Okay, but bandit hatred aside, let's talk about fog. Fog is one of those stupid gimmicks in the game that game designers put in just because they hate you. Because how does it work? When the fog rolls in, it cuts off everything. You can't see. Kind of. Each character has their own little, like, visibility thing. It goes about 2 or 3 squares. It's not that big. Thieves, on the other hand, have the ability to kind of see way farther. They can see about, 5 or 6 squares. In any given direction. In a straight line, anyway. But everyone else is and anything that's not inside your character's visibility screen is invisible. You can't hit them. Which means if you can't see them, you can't fight them. Which means you can't select them as a target. It's annoying. Because when you set your character to move, you can't see what you're moving into until you can't see what's going to be there until you stop moving. So, how to best... So, if you're moving along and you would run into an enemy, like, let's say you'd run into... Let's say there's an enemy 5 squares directly in front of you, and you move 6. You'd move 4 squares, get an exclamation point above your head, and then stop moving. Because you ran directly into an enemy. But that stops your movement right there. You don't get the choice to do anything else that turn. It immediately stops you right there. You don't get to attack, which means your enemies get pretty much get a surprise round on you. Now the reason this sucks is because fog doesn't hinder your enemies at all. Fog only hurts you. The enemies always know where you are. Always. It doesn't matter. Always. It's just... yeah. It's one of those stupid gimmicks I hate. Also, the item called... You saw that Sarah picked up an item called a torch. A torch enhances a normal character's ability to see in the fog to the level of a thief. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's pretty good. Why wouldn't you use that? Because it's only useful on fog levels, and fog levels are incredibly rare. Also, it weakens every turn. It only lasts about 3 turns, and then it wears off completely. Not that good. So it's kind of... bleh, I just don't like it. Now, there's another thing in the game called darkness when you fight night levels. It's the same thing as fog. Stupid. Because apparently night is all-encompassing and retarded. And you can't see apparently about 3 feet in front of your freaking face. Ugh, rage. But let's get back to the game. For reals. Let's go back to evolutions for a minute. Evolutions are really... the items are pretty rare. In that... only... in the first section of the story, only really... you'll only actually have Wallace evolve into a general. You won't have any of your other units evolve. In fact, you won't really have anything evolve until... the ship level? Oh god, there's another level that pisses me off. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh yeah, 21% hit rate at 4 lucky enemies. Yeah. Super lucky. 19% hit. So glad they missed. But, let's go to the evolution of the Lords. The Lords have a special evolution item. It's called the, Heaven Seal. In the game, there are 2 kinds of seals. The Heaven Seal and the the Earth Seal. The Earth Seal works on anyone who's not a Lord. And when they're hit, it's like a freebie evolution item for non-Lord based characters. It's incredibly rare, and there's only like 1 or 2 in the entire game. But if you can get it, it's awesome. Lords evolved from the Heaven Seal. But only 2 Lords evolved from this. Hector and Lyn. We'll get to Hector later and go into why he's my favorite character. But, the other Lords you get, Elwood, does not evolve from these seals. He evolves through plot, of course. And when we get into his evolution, I'll explain why I think horse evolutions are retarded. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I wonder, do I get really lucky here? I don't think I do. Oh, I don't even try it. Because oh right, I'm trying to bait him out. Yeah, these bandits respawn for a very long time. Like, a very long time. Like, you see how there's still 9 minutes left on the clock? Yeah, they're gonna be there. For a while. The main problem's gonna be the upper level though, but we squeeze by. Oh! Oh, I knew I forgot to mention something. Did you notice how Kent, the guy who died last level, was still talking and stuff? Because he's plot relevant, he doesn't die. He just more is kind of inconvenienced, I suppose. Just one of those weird things. Yes, Smarticle. Lost my train of thought again. I'm sorry, we had an invitational yesterday, and I'm tired, and apparently a pink guy, so I had to have this cloth over my eye, and it sucks. A lot. I had something I was going to talk about. I don't know. But, okay, I was going to say something now. Oh my god, I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah. Another reason this recording got delayed was because I kinda got distracted by... See, to play this game, I kinda have to be in the right mindset. Because I don't want to play a game when it's not fun. To me, I just kind of want to play it when I'm in the mood. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to play a game when you don't want to play it. And just look at all these enemies. They just keep coming out of nowhere. You don't know how many more you have to kill, so you just have to keep standing there, killing them over and over again. It's so annoying. So I was busy playing, Pokemon Sapphire, because I've been in this Pokemon recently. Don't ask me why. I just don't know. So, because I was doing a practice file of Pokemon Sapphire on my GBA, because I'm planning on doing that for my other 16-bit winter game, if I can ever get this done. Because of the sporadic updates. I'm only like a third of the way through the game. And it's been like 3 months. Yeah, it's insane. I need to pick up the pace. Which I will try to, I promise. But yeah. See, I can't send Florina over to do anything because of the frickin' archers. The evil, evil archers. That are evil. So I'm kind of just limited in being screwed over by this group of non-stop spawning enemies. But, yeah, Pokemon Sapphire, I'm planning to do it for my next LP, whenever I get this done. Apparently I have some genius plan here. Oh right, this is the turn I kind of decided to take a risk and just go on a mass killing spree. Clever me. But, so if anyone who watches this part has a request for a specific 3rd gen Pokemon you want me to use, leave a comment. Because anyone who actually watches this, I do want to listen to your comments and, you know, figure out what you guys are thinking, if you guys have any ideas or anything. I'm totally open to that. I know I'm kind of bland, but leave some comments. That's all I really care about. Well, I don't really care about the comments. It'd be nice. But, yeah. But in my practice file, I've gotten some of my team decided. Got a couple of my choices. A few of them I'm not sure if I'm going to do in the actual one. But, yeah, I was kind of inspired to do a Pokemon LP. But I'm not trying to go off the tails of Chugga-Con right now. No. I'm not a real Chugga fan, actually. I know, surprise, surprise, I tried watching Chugga-Con, Roy. He's a good LP'er. I can see why people like him, but he's just not my kind of guy. So, I got inspired to do a Pokemon LP by actually ZeromasterLP. He's doing a fantastic Let's Play of Pokemon Emerald right now. You should go totally watch it. He's actually the one who inspired me to do LPing to begin with. I highly doubt he'll ever actually watch this, but if he does, I love you, man. You're kind of like you're actually my favorite LP'er. That aside, welcome to Boss Beatdown Central. This is where the majority of your time will go into a game, into the harder levels of just trying to beat the snot out of the bosses. Because the bosses are staying on something that gives them more hit points. This boss is cake, but it's generally the fight against bosses in the higher level ones are more of a fight of luck than actual skill. And what I mean by that is it's just a matter of who can hit each other more. Definitely not this one. He can't even hurt Wallace. But the next level will prove that. In that battle against generals just doesn't go anywhere fast. Generally, when I'm fighting Lundgren in the next level, it takes me forever because Wallace doesn't have a hammer, but for some reason I gave him one this time. It just annihilated him. Don't know why I never gave him a hammer before, but if you ever fight Lundgren or any heavy level guy, use a hammer or a heavy lance. It just rips through them like tissue paper. Hitting them is still annoying, but if you do hit them, good for you. But yeah, as you can see, Kent is still not dead, even though he got crit shotted and supposedly killed. I don't know. But this part is coming to a close. Of course, Lundgren is upset, because we always must end on a Lundgren note. Just look at that evil brow. Did he just like come out of his mother's womb looking like an evil, evil villain? Phew! Phew! Ah! But as this part comes to a close, I will see you guys next time in part 12 where we finish Lynn's story. See you then.